What's up, everybody? This is Jay, and this is my recap review for For Life Season 2, Episode 1, Never Stop Fighting. Now, if you're new to my channel, what I'm going to do is I'm going to recap the episode, and then I'm going to break down what happened in the episode. At the end, I'm going to give it my real talk review, and then the final part, I'm going to give it a Mosco, which is a 4-category score that I give everything that I review, whether it's movies or TV show. Now, if you're not familiar, For Life is about this man, Aaron Wallace. It's inspired by a true story of Isaac Wright Jr. Now, in this season 2, he's been through a lot. He's been in jail for almost a decade. While in jail, he's learned the art of law, and now as a lawyer, it was hard for him to do that, but he accomplished it. He's been fighting on his case, and now at the end of season 1, he's at a point where he has a deal on the table where he's going to be able to get out of jail, but he won't be exonerated. And so now he's deliberating with himself, friends, and family should he take the deal. Now, at the end of season 1, Maskins, the assistant district attorney who's about to be the district attorney, was in the prison offering him the deal, and when he left, they lifted up the lockdown to put pressure on him because they may beat him up. And the warden is Hunt, who is in the pocket of the district attorney, Maskins. So now he realizes he's in trouble. And also the district attorney threatened him while giving the deal, saying that if you don't take the deal, we could get your wife thrown in jail for a HIPAA violation. They also was talking to his friends, trying to put pressure on him, on Jamal. So we see that his lawyer and his wife are coming to see him. Hunt's on the phone. He's talking to Maskins, the dirty district attorney, and he's saying, I want to hear everything he got to say. Meanwhile, Miss Mama right there, she hear that they dirty, and they trying to listen in on what Aaron is saying. And so meanwhile, he's telling his wife that they put the deal on the table and it would be clemency, but he wouldn't be exonerated. And he's saying, hey, I can't do that. I don't know. And she's saying, he's saying, I want to get out, but I won't have my name. And so she's thinking for a second, and they're saying, hey, you won't be able to be a lawyer. And he's saying, yeah, but I get to be out. And so then she says, you know what? This baby, he got your name. And when I look at him, I know that I'm going to be proud to tell him you never gave up and keep fighting. You keep fighting, okay? Man, you going to get your name. And so he's thinking, yeah, that's true, but he don't want to give up being a lawyer, but he want to get out. Hunt hears everything. Meanwhile, we see Aaron. He's inside his cell. He's thinking. We see Lil Swole. He come on in. He say, man, I heard you had a deal and you turned it down. You crazier than I thought. He said, man, I'm about to get out of here, man. While the getting is good, man. He said, oh, yeah. He said, man, yeah, man, I'm out of here. Meanwhile, we see Aaron, and he's struggling and thinking, and he got the picture, and he's talking to Jamal, and he tell him, man, I got a grandbaby, and he say, hey, man, look, you better go and get up out of here, take that deal, and go spend that time with your grandbaby. Don't worry about me. I took out the man. I'm the man now. I'll be all right. And so, meanwhile, we see that it's time for him to take the deal. And so now we got everybody waiting. So he comes in and he's looking and he sees O'Reilly there and he sees Harry there. And so Hunt is smiling. And so he's saying, hey, we already got everything. This is what O'Reilly is telling him, the assistant district attorney. And so he said, hey, sign it and we all set to go. And then Hunt walks up and say, you know, I guess your name really don't mean nothing. It's a shame, you know, your wife, she can't look at you the same knowing that your name ain't worth a damn. And so pretty much that gave Aaron the idea that he's been listening and watching him. He looked at the camera and he said, you know what? I need some more time to think about this. And then O'Reilly is pissed because Hunt just ruined everything. They could have been done with this and Aaron could have moved on. So now he goes and we see Maskins, the future district attorney. He goes and tells him, man, Hunt's an asshole. He's an idiot. He just ruined everything. And now Aaron is thinking about it more. And he like, well, what is he thinking? He said, I don't know, but we could have been over with this. And he came and said what he said. And he like, well, what did he say? He like, it's not important. The point is he doesn't know how to leave it alone. And so he said, hey, look, I need to know what Wallace is thinking. It's very important. He said, well, that's not going to work because Wallace figured out you got microphones everywhere and you're all up in his demo. Meanwhile, we see Harry and he contacts Masri. She used to be the warden for the prison and she got fired in season one, but she's always been trying to help Aaron, and he let him know that Hunt and everybody been messing with Aaron. They lifted the lockdown, they messed with the transfer. We need your help. And so we see Aaron and he pull in Vato Loco and he like, hey, look, man, don't you worry, man. You know I got your back. Anything you need, you just let me know. I got it, man. And he said, well, look, don't worry, man. I want you. I want you to file a complaint and say that the guards roughed you up, and I'm a subpoena for that video footage. He said, "You got it, man." Meanwhile, we see Masri, and she's working on the guard, and she like, "Hey, look, I need to talk to you." She like, look, I need this job. She said, yeah, I know. She said, look, I wasn't trying to ruffle every feathers when I was there. She said, I was just trying to make some changes. She said, yeah, but we just wanted to say that we had things that you want to listen to. She said, yeah, I hear Hunt listens to you now too. Anyway, I need this footage. And so she like, I need this job. She said, I'm going to make sure you keep it. Meanwhile, we see that Aaron is reviewing his file, and then we see Lil Swole walk up, and next thing you know, he's sliding him a little package, a little envelope, and then he read the note and it say, all good things start at the gym, and it's a little flash drive. Next, we see O'Reilly, and he's coming to talk to Maskins, and he's saying that Aaron Wallace is representing somebody about a case in the morning. He's like, what, at the gym? And so next thing you know, we see Maskins calling Hunt, and he's saying, hey, Aaron Wallace has this tape. Did you all record everything that we was in? They like, we record everything. He like, well, what about the audio? He like, that's all there. He said, well, hey, what you need to do is erase it, get rid of it. He like, well, Hunt says, how am I supposed to do that? And he says, I don't give a damn. Get it rid of it, erase it. And so now Maskins told Hunt to destroy evidence, and O'Reilly said, I'm not sure what I just heard. And he said, well, you heard it, and now you're in it just as deep as me. Meanwhile, we see that his wife, Aaron's wife, is telling his daughter about, hey, they trying to put pressure on me. They may even try to put me in jail. She like, what? He like, look, they just trying to shake me, but we ain't gonna let them do it. And so Marie is telling Aaron's daughter, hey, if they ask about that letter back in the day, don't worry about it. And so we see that she's going to talk with them and see what they got to say. And so once she get in there, O'Reilly, he really is telling them about the situation they in with her looking at the medical records, and they know that she told somebody something different. So next thing you know, she just plead the fifth for everything. She ain't answering no more of their questions. Then Maskins walk in. He tell O'Reilly to come on over there. They whisper a little something in his ear. Next thing you know, they showing him the paper. He come over there and let him know, hey, basically, we know that he gave you this forged paper document when you was in prison, and this guard said he testified to seeing this, you in trouble. So we see Aaron on the bus. He pissed. He tell the guard, man, how do you put on that uniform every day? How do you do this type of work? And he said, hey, I just try to be fair. He said, no, you don't. You didn't treat me like, you treated me like everybody else until you saw that day when the DA was putting the clamps on me. He said, hey, man, I'm just trying to do the best I can. And he said, oh, okay. So then he gets to the court. He said, I needed some time to speak with my wife. So he's speaking with his wife, and he's telling her about what's happening in the deal. And now he knows that they tried to put pressure on her and put her in jail. He knows that they lying because they said that one of the guards read the note and saw all this information on it, which of course wasn't true. So he says, he's thinking, and he says, all right, I need you to record something for me. So then he started recording. He said, hey, I know that you're scared out there. Remember, we had a deal, Michael. If one of us get in trouble, we take the hit. I took 9 years for you. Now it's time for you to take the hit. So meanwhile, we see out in the prison yard, Jamal, he's politicking, and now he the man, and he putting together a little plan, and he telling them that he got some type of way to get back at Aaron, because a lot of people think Aaron might be a snitch because 50 Cent, before he got beat up and hurt, was telling people that he may be a snitch. So that still ain't been rectified. Meanwhile, Aaron, he done fell asleep in the bed holding his little grandbaby picture. And then next thing you know, little Swole come wake him up. So little Swole, hey, come here, man. Jamal want to talk to you, man. He's like, oh, okay, well, what's up, man? Where Jamal at? This ain't the way to the infirmary. Hey, man, look, he know that you can't meet up over there, so he gonna meet you over here, man. Just wait a minute, here he come. And so while Aaron is waiting, then we see everybody walk on up in there. He like, hold on, man. I just need to talk for a minute, man. And so he like, oh, okay. So that's how this is how it's gonna be, huh? And so Bobby like, hey, look, man, we just need to talk to you for a second, man. It's all good. And so then next thing you know, they jumping him. And so now Aaron, he getting jumped. Bobby, he done set him up, and Lil Swole done got him set up. But the whole time, Little Swole look a little frustrated. He kind of peeping out the cameras, peeping the scene. Aaron then got balled up into a little baby size snack. And so Lil Swole break it up. He say, that's enough. And so then everybody leave. Then we see Jamal walk in. And so he like, hey, man, what's up with all of that, man? And so Jamal help him up or whatever. And he like, damn, man. And he said, hey, look, man, a little payback. Hey, man, even when you down, I got your back, man. So don't worry about it. He like, oh, okay. And so then they kind of look at each other. Meanwhile, we see that what this was Lil Swole had a plan to show Hunt that, hey, if you don't let me out of here, I'm gonna say that you authorized this beatdown. And so he like, so man, what is this? He like, yeah, man, this is how I get out of here clean, man. And so now he said, hey, you need to talk to Aaron Wallace about the rest. So Hunt go and talk to Aaron, and he like, so what you need? He said, I want to go ahead and put Maskins on a platter. I got the footage. I know you deleted it. I already got the original. I need you to testify or you in trouble because that's a felony. Meanwhile, we see that his boy Michael is now recanting his testimony, and that he's now showing it to the district attorney. And so while he was sitting there, he's like, so what's this supposed to mean? I mean, what? He's saying something on the phone. That don't mean nothing. And so he's saying, look at this video footage right here. Now, this right here, Harry is telling them basically that Maskins came and threatened Aaron and his wife and all this about the deal. And then when Aaron went to subpoena the footage, the footage was deleted. He like, well, what is that? He like, Aaron had the footage first already. He like, I don't believe this. He like, Hunt's already willing to corroborate the story. You need to go ahead and get rid of Maskins or else it's going to go uphill. So he pulls Maskins in and he's confronting Maskins about it, and Maskins trying to deny that he did it. But little did he know that O'Reilly done already went and told him about how Maskins made witnesses disappear and get out of the state and all of this stuff from Aaron, and how he basically did a half job nailing Aaron to the wall and rushed to judgment. And so we see that the district attorney basically tell him, hey, you either need to resign or you're going to get fired. You're going to go to jail. That was a felony. Hunt's already willing to testify against you. It's either you resign now and leave with your reputation. He's like, well, I'm not ready to leave yet. He said, it doesn't matter. It's time for you to go. If you fight this, it's going to get ugly. And then he's really pissed now, and he's thinking, Aaron done set him up or whatever. And he like, look, he said, this isn't believable. He said, yeah, but I've already spoken with Hunt. It's too late. You need to move on, and you need to resign and step away and leave with your dignity. And so after he leave, he look at O'Reilly or whatever, because now he know O'Reilly really threw him under the bus, told him everything. And so he's like, okay, because he just won the election to be district attorney, and he didn't even get to be the district attorney yet. And the man that's behind the desk talking to him is the current district attorney. And so he's telling him basically that you need to step down and save your reputation, because if you fight it, that you basically are going to go to jail. And when he leave, he look and turn to O'Reilly. Bravo. Bravo, well played. And so meanwhile, everybody at home watching TV, and of course we see Maskins on TV resign, and he's saying that he's gonna spend time with his family and he's not gonna be the district attorney. So Aaron then got rid of him. And then we see that O'Reilly got the deal. Aaron's gonna be fully exonerated. He's getting out of prison. He's gonna be able to be a lawyer. He got everything he wanted. And he tell O'Reilly, All right, now, you got a chance to do better. Okay? Do better. That's your chance. Do better. And O'Reilly just kind of sat there and looked at him or whatever. He ain't had nothing to say. And so then him and Larry, they kind of happy or whatever and celebrate. And so meanwhile, he back at his little office that he had packing up his stuff. And here comes Jamal. And he like, man, remember the first time we was here with those potatoes? And they laughing or whatever, because the first time they met, they was there. They room got raided, and it was potatoes in there, and they tried to say it was used for liquor to make liquor, and then he basically lawyered his way up out of that for the both of them, and so they'd been brothers and stuff, and they had each other back, and he basically dap them up, and he say, hey, I'm a lawyer now, which means that we get to confer. So I'm gonna help get you out. I'm gonna work on your case, all right? And so he basically tell Jamal he got his back. He gonna help him get out because Jamal in jail for killing his girlfriend's boyfriend, and that dude used to beat on her real bad. He left this note, never stop fighting, under the prisoner rep, and he was out. He's sitting there and he started reflecting on all he went through. He looking at all his paperwork, looking at how he had Maskins as a target, and at the time he was talking in this like voiceover over all of this, and it's basically he was saying about how he was fighting and never gave up, and how everything is finally coming true after all this time. He used to imagine getting out, and he didn't realize how difficult it would be. That was before he realized it, but now that he made it, he stopped, and you can see him. He see, what's up? Hey, what's up, Holmes? You made it? Hey, I do anything for you, man. You the man. You hired for me, man. And he helped that man get married to his wife before she died. Stop and say what's up to Hassan. That was his first real case that got him some rep and credibility. And while he was walking out, everybody was clapping and cheering for him, happy. He like a legend, the man that became a lawyer and got his own ass up out of jail. And so he's getting the box. He tell the guard, hey, man, I'm sorry for what I said. He said, no, man, don't be. You was right. And so they had a mutual respect, and then he leave out as a free man. And when he first go out those gates, the first thing of all people he saw was the former superintendent of the prison, Masri, Sophia Masri. And so he's talking with her, and he's like, what are you doing here? And she said, hey, I had to see this thing through. This is about the only good thing I've done and made it any difference. He said, that's not true. You've done a lot. And so she was happy for him. His wife pulled up. Next thing you know, he moved over there with the quickness, gave her a big hug, squeeze, or whatever, and just soaked it all in. I mean, he's been waiting for that moment for a decade now, and she was happy as can be as well. And she realized that Masri had a lot to do with it, and she kind of gave her that little look and smile as if, to say thank you. And they smiled back, and then he just took it all in one last time and looked at that prison before he got in that car and rode off into the sunset. And so that was how the first episode of season 2 ended. Now, to me, it felt like this should have been on the end of last season and ended last season this way, and then it almost felt like a end of a movie type thing. But I see why they kind of did it the way they did, to end it on a cliffhanger, so people would be interested to see if he accepted the deal or not that was on the table last season. So now it's time for real talk. Overall, I think that this is a good show. It's pretty decent. I think that the writing was rushed, and what I mean by that is this dude was in jail for 9 to 10 years, and they covered all of it in the first season. I mean, they could have at least made 2 seasons of that first 10 years and stretched it out. Now we're in season 2, and now he's out of jail trying to get his friends out of jail. I just think that it's going to run out of storylines and things, and I would have liked if they would have stretched it. We saw a little bit more of the prison drama, the prison life, some of the prison cases that he represented. They said that he represented almost 60 cases while in prison, and we heard about 3, and that was it. And they could have drug it out, expanded, elaborated, whatever the case, especially since this is inspired by the life of Isaac Wright Jr., but it is not accurate. and I actually Googled and looked up Isaac Wright Jr. This man did not get his degree while in college, while in prison. He actually obtained his degree while out of prison, and is not anywhere as close to the same as the way the story is portrayed on the show. But I understand it's for entertainment purposes, and that's fine. But overall, I think that they should have showed a little bit more of the prison life, maybe instead of just one season of that. Anyway, it's interesting to see how he's going to represent these people. And they got this parole officer following him around and things, and it's going to be interesting. So, but overall, I think that this is a good show. I just think that they rushed the writing, and that this episode should have been the end of season one. But anyway, now it's time to give it a Mosco. Category one: visuals and cinematography. The show is not a bunch of visual things to see. It's a prison, and they're not really going anywhere. But they do use good cameras and things of that nature. I'm gonna give it a 12. As far as storyline and plot, it is interesting, but it is starting to get a little dry. I'm interested to see how this is all gonna work out. But as far as this episode, it was good to see how he ended up getting the district attorney fired. So I would give this episode storyline about 20. And let's see, special effects, makeup. There's no real special effects or makeup for this show. The costumes, outfit, wardrobe, it's okay. Nothing special. I give it a 10. And last but not least, entertainment. Fun factor is always, to me, the most important category, because I want to be entertained when I watch something, and it needs to be entertaining, or else I change the channel. So, this episode was entertaining. I like how he was able to manipulate these guys in court, and I wish it was real, because if I needed a lawyer, I would definitely want Aaron Wallace representing me. And with that being said, this was an entertaining episode. I give it a total of a 15, which brings this episode to a total more score of 57. Okay, and that's out of a total of 100. Episode is not as bad as the score may show, because this doesn't have a lot to offer that the score would weigh heavily on. But it is entertaining, and it was interesting, the plot, and so that helps. Anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing how the rest of this season plays out. I will be reviewing this as well as many more shows coming up. I got Power Book 2, the second half being finished. Also, I'm going to be reviewing Real Housewives of Atlanta and many other things, as well as the Autopsy series. I'm going to continue doing that. And also many more things like Euphoria season 2, which is starting as well. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I have a busy schedule coming up, and I'm going to be doing it all for you. So thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.